What's up guys, I'm Luke Embers, welcome back to the channel. So as a full-time fire knife dancer, my main source of income primarily comes from doing shows and bookings for clients across the Chicagoland area. Now, as we're approaching and getting deeper into August, I feel like it would be the best time for me to share with you all my experience with booking gigs and clients and how I kind of systemize that process for me, how I get paid, things like that. For context, I started fire knife dancing all the way back in 2017 with Hōkūle'a Academy of Polynesian Arts, where I have performed with them for the past 5 to 6 years, and I continue to do so, but only starting this past year have I actually started doing my own independent gigs and promoting myself as an independent contractor for fire knife dancing. So I'll give you a better idea as we go into this video on how I separate those two and the processes and systems that go along for each of those. My goal with this is to be more transparent and straightforward with the processes that I'm developing. So I figured if there's someone out there who ever wants to do this, or you guys are just curious as to how I do my bookings and how I get shows and how I get paid, then I feel like this is the perfect video for that. Without further ado, let's just jump right in. So as I mentioned, I dance with Hōkūle'a Academy of Polynesian Arts, which is Chicago's first choice for Polynesian entertainment and education. And with these guys, I do shows throughout the year. Typically how that works is I submit my availability to my dance instructor, and based on the gig requests that we have coming in, I get booked for the show and pretty much there. With Hōkūle'a, I also dance different styles of Polynesian cultural dancing, so not just sivaafi or fire knife dancing. I actually know Hawaiian hula, ori Tahiti, which is the dance of Tahiti, and we also do other island nations from Rapa Nui to other Samoan dances, Fiji, and even Maori in New Zealand. Here I'm on Hōkūle'a's website, and essentially pretty simple. We either get bookings through phone call or emailing, but you can also request on the website as well. Pretty much if you just go to the entertainment page, you can book online, and you'll have a booking page which you can pretty much request a book with your time, location, type of packages that you want, things like that. So dancing with Hōkūle'a is pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Honestly, most of the time I don't do fire. 3 out of 10 times for every show I will be booked for fire. So I'm also doing cultural dancing and other styles of dance exclusively with Hōkūle'a. So kind of the agreement and kind of the process as to which I am doing both independent shows on my own and with Hōkūle'a is that majority of the shows that I do on my own are not Polynesian related. So they're typically clients that are just looking for a fire dancer that's cool, exciting, entertainment, things like that. So there's no conflict of interest. And typically fire, I get paid maybe $70 for like a quick 2 to 3 minute segment. So it's not the most amount of money, but I'm also not performing and on stage for a lot of time, so arguably that's decent for the amount given, but I actually make more as an independent contractor. Typically I have 3 to 4 channels as to which people book me. So first and foremost is my website, my personal website, lukeembers.com. You should definitely check it out. Pretty much I have like a little ad right here when you scroll down, and if you click the book now button, it'll take you to my fire knife dancing page where I have my different packages as to what I offer, and these are my prices as well. To give you a better idea of the type of entertainment that I provide, I actually have 3 main different packages. So the first one is the essential package, which is pretty much a 10-minute fire dancing show, and it's only fire. What I do is I include a single fire knife and a double fire knife routine. And again, that's roughly 10 to 15 minutes, and I charge about $280 for that. This is like a nice quick way for clients to get just only fire if they want a quick, nice and easy show. I don't like doing a whole 30 to 45 minute or even an hour show of just fire because it's actually really exhausting, and I actually have to refuel once I'm done with a knife or when the fuel runs out on my knives. So my workaround for that is actually including emceeing into my segments. So my next package is the experience package, which is a premium 30 to 45 minute fire show. This includes fire knife dancing with only a single fire knife and live emceeing. And what I'll do in this segment is I'll usually do like a quick intro fire dance, then I'll talk about my brand and going over ground rules too. And usually within the experience package, I have 4 to 5 segments. The first one is again the intro rules. I talk to them about my brand. The second one, I talk to them about the origin or the sivaafi. I talk to them about how it originated from ancient Samoa and how it was used in battle by warriors. After victory, they would take the heads of their enemies, hook it onto the end of the blade, and dance around the fire, and then how it was brought to America and how it was modernized and how fire was added to it. So I talk to them about that segment, and then I teach them the fa'umu, which is a Samoan warrior battle cry. In the next segment, I try to slow it down, and I may or may not talk to them about the fuel that I use for my fire knives, because right now I have about 5 knives that I use in a show. And sometimes if I need to elongate or if I need to refuel, I'll refuel in front of the crowd, and I'll talk to them about the fuel that I use, things like that, maintenance for fire knives, just so that it elongates again the time while also allowing me to refuel and to prepare for the next segment. And then finally, I'll do like a ending, which is fun. So that's typically the experience package. I start at $350 as a base. If someone wants an even longer show, to 45 to an hour, I will give them some more stuff, which is the excitement package, which includes a single knife fire dance, a double knife fire dance, live emceeing, and audience participation. So in this segment, or this package, I actually bring up people and I teach them how to do the dance and give them a bunch of my practice knives and teach them the moves and the basics, etc. This is a great way for me to elongate my show even more, because it takes about, I slow it down, I try to do like a little competition with them, I teach them the basics, then I add music, and we do like a freestyle thing at the end. So that's just a good way for me to elongate the show from just 10 to 15 minutes of only fire to up to an hour of fire, live emceeing, and audience participation. And I start that at $500. In addition to each of these prices for each package, I also have add-ons. Right now, I don't have that many add-ons because I don't have as much equipment as I like, or I haven't gotten as creative as to what add-ons I should do. So if you have any suggestions of what add-ons I should do, drop it in the comments and we'll see if I could actually incorporate that into my shows. But anyways, in each of the add-ons, there's post-show with fire. So I will allow taking photos without the fire at the very end. Like I'll put it out and then I'll have the bare knife with me so that people can come up. If people want to have photos with the knife on fire, I will actually charge them an add-on for it, because I'm using fuel for that, right? And there's a safety risk too. So I also have an add-on where I let them hold the fire knife. I charge $30 for that because 1, I'm using more fuel, 2, safety, 3, and liability. If a client requests that they want to hold the fire knife, I make them sign a waiver saying that you can't sue me and it's your fault if you do this because you decided and you're a clear thinking adult and you put yourself in that situation. So that's also another add-on that I have, only for the experience and the excitement package, because it's just a little bit more cohesive, and to add diversity between the packages so that's not all add-ons for every single one. I want to continue to add more add-ons over time. Something I wanted to add were special effects. So thinking about having flamethrowers behind me, or even a fog machine that has like a light setting to it so it can change to different colors. Some visual effects just to make the show a lot more exciting and more immersive. So I would likely probably put that as an add-on, like effects and things like that. In addition to these prices, I also charge a equipment and travel fee, because I have my lights with me and then also my fire knife and all the additional equipment that I bring, especially travel too, because some of my clients are out of the city, sometimes they are, but it's a hard place to get to, and that will vary depending on distance and the type of equipment that I'm actually bringing. So I hope that makes sense in terms of the breakdown of my packages and the pricing that I do for my own independent contracting. You can find all this stuff on my website again at Luke Embers, and say a person is ready to book, they just scroll down and I have a kiosk here which is integrated via Square, squareup.com. It's a great place for me to have appointment tracking. So basically I have it all broken down to the experience, the essential, the excitement, as I just mentioned. Say we do an experience, you click on that, you can choose which add-ons you want, such as photos with fire or hold the fire knife, or even all of them. For now we'll just do no add-ons. Go to book, you choose your basic availability or the time that you want it, say 9:30 p.m. and then your information, and this will send me a appointment request. So it is not an automatic booking. I basically look at the time as to which, if I'm available, and if I am, I'll do it. If not, then I don't. But this is my main method as to how I get gigs, and it's kind of the one I prefer the most because Square has the lowest fees in comparison to the other platforms that I use. Which brings us to the other platforms that I actually use. I use two booking platforms. One is called The Bash, the other one is called GigSalad. We'll start off with The Bash right now. So it's pretty much your standard looking for entertainment and vendors and things like that for your special event. So what's cool for me is that I am in a very niche type of entertainment style, so it's really easy to find me, which is cool. So say you're looking for a fire dancer, my event is in Chicago, you search, and I will be the very first one on the list. And this is great because again, I'm trying to build traffic for people to find me and only me. I've only had a couple of bookings through here, 3, but I also filter them out, and once I get their contact information, I basically try to contact them directly so that I get lower fees that I have to pay for process. My very first show I did through The Bash, it was for a bachelorette party in Michigan, which was a lot of fun. And you'll see the typical stuff, you know, photos, information about me, what I do, so it's pretty standard, and then you just reach out to me through that. The second booking platform that I use is called GigSalad. Now GigSalad is pretty much the same thing as The Bash. So if you were to search up fire dancer in Chicago, I will be the first one to pop up, which is again really cool because I'm trying to filter all that stuff just to me. So those are really the two main platforms that I use. I have another one that I use, which is called bark.com. And it's interesting because the way this one works is you actually pay for the contact information of the leads that you get. So there are benefits and drawbacks for using the different platforms that I use. For The Bash, I have to pay, it's not free, but I get the most leads and the most traction through this platform. On GigSalad, I don't have to pay anything, it's free, except a 5% transaction fee, but I don't get as much exposure or leads through this platform. And then bark.com, I get a bunch of leads and I see what events people are looking for or see what entertainment people are looking for. I just don't get access to their contact information, and I pay for that through credits that I have to purchase. These are just the systems that I have in place to get gigs and to try to get my own bookings, especially as an independent contractor. Even though I dance with Hōkūle'a, I try to separate the two so that there's no conflict of interest and that I'm being respectful to both parties, I guess. And it really just allows me to diversify the shows that I'm doing. And it's kind of cool because I also feel like I have a dominance in the market because I do all the Polynesian and luau type shows, but I also do the non-Polynesian luau shows, and I basically can get booked by any means. I hope that sharing my prices gives you a better idea of what I make and the kind of things that I provide for gigs. And especially as it's August and show season is getting more intense, I only think it's fair and more fitting to share with you guys what I'm up to when I'm not making videos or when I'm not in front of the camera. So if you have any suggestions or ways that you think I could improve my methods of getting gigs, such as what I put on my website, things in my pricing, or other types of platforms that I should be using to get more leads or gigs, please let me know in the comments below. I would very much appreciate that so that I can grow as a performer and get more gigs and reinvest into my videos, reinvest into my skills, and reinvest into my equipment. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like always, view what remains, and I will see you next time. Peace.